The phrase that your network is your net worth is very true. And I've been seeing this across everybody I know who has a very good network and see what comes out of it. I'm pretty sure 99% of employers, they will definitely check your social profiles. If there are no events in your area, it's a perfect opportunity for you to build those, because that will massively build your brand. Building your brand is a freaking cheat code. It's insane. Like, imagine now you build your brand for 3 years, you build a nice audience, people like you, and you want to build a freaking company. Boom, you have like 3, 4, 5,000 people already who support you. You build your reputation and you just become an opportunity magnet. It's like really on steroids. I want to introduce this last workshop actually, which is also crazy to think about. We have been doing this for such a long time now. It already became second nature, having all of these workshops, having all of these plans, all of these ideas that we throw into here. But this is the last one. And I want to start with a story on why personal branding is so powerful. And I'm going to use myself as an example here. First of all, really the main reason and the only reason why we have the XR Design Challenge at all, like the reason why we are sitting here together, why we had these 6 weeks of learning and growing, 50 plus mentors across the whole freaking planet. The reason all of that is because I started building my personal brand by accident back in 2016. And it has to really be one of the core foundations for many of my opportunities, my success, whatever that means to you, like building my company, having a bootstrap profitable company of now 7 people, all of that in the XR field, which is quite volatile, as many of you know. Many things of those came from building a personal brand. And let's go back 8, 9, 10 years. I started as a computer science student. Quick fact, I dropped out of college, so I'm one of those classical college dropout case studies here. Not saying that it's the best choice, but still. And I had no idea about personal branding at all, and I didn't really know the importance and the power of this like new concept, basically. But I knew that networking is extremely important. Like the quote or the phrase that your network is your net worth is very, very, very true. And I've been seeing this across everybody I know who has a very good network and see what comes out of it. So this was like some basic knowledge that I had, that the people that you know they give you a lot of unfair advantage. It's just crazy actually. Especially now with social media and personal branding. Like a lot of people know me and I don't even know them. And so often after the situation, I go into a call, like so often, even for this challenge and everything, I go into the call, I start the call and people start like, hey, I love your content. It's amazing. I mean, that's the best introduction you could have. So many of these people I do business with also, or whatever kind of opportunities that is, whether it's getting a job, whether it's making a project, whether it's getting a hire, or even whatever it is, they kind of like are already familiar to me and what I do and everything. So that helps me a lot. It's just crazy. But going back again to really like accidentally starting building a personal brand. So I went to a lot of events, and this is something that I talk a lot about, going to events like this one here right now, but also physical events. I mean, we also have XR CreatorCon physically in Berlin, which is also phenomenal. But many other events, AWE, Immersive Tech Week, any meetups that you have. If there are no events in your area, it's a perfect opportunity for you to build those, because that will massively build your brand. I went to those events and then a lot of people asked me, hey, what's your LinkedIn profile? I'm like, I don't know. I just created it. And for the first couple of years, I just kind of like connected with everybody on LinkedIn. And that was kind of a thing that you just like exchange, kind of like back when you exchange business cards, exchange LinkedIn QR codes. And that kind of was a little bit of the foundation. But then I started posting my very first LinkedIn post, which was just me putting on the HoloLens 2 back in 2016 or something like, or 17 or something like this. And be like, hey, I'm having the HoloLens, really cool, nothing else. And I was also really like, okay, I'm going to put myself out there and whatever. So yeah, again, I started really to do my first couple of posts, and always with the self-doubt, hey, who is this random college dropout who talk about XR? And like, who am I to talk about this? And this is something a lot of people ask me also, like, hey, why should I share my opinion? Like, what do I bring to the table in course? And this is something that many people really think. But I'm here to tell you that you don't need to think those thoughts, because I'm going to give you a couple of frameworks later on that help you really to be open and be out of there, without kind of like selling yourself as a guru or like, hey, I'm so much better than all of the others. The framework, the concept that you can use is extremely helpful, and it's a perfect win-win. And then really I started sharing my learnings on YouTube. So I built my YouTube videos, and then I just cross-shared those on LinkedIn. And a few years later, like just like 2 years of doing this semi-consistently, like things really change and things click like crazy. Actually, most of the sponsors today here have been following my stuff for many years now. I mean, Shape6R reached out to us back then. They were called Tvori. Shape6R reached out in 2019, I think, to work on a collaboration. So we have been working for like 5 years already, 6 years by now. We had collaborations with Ready Player Me, also and a lot of other companies. And 2021, Meta reached out to us also because they saw my LinkedIn post, they saw my YouTube videos, they just saw the stuff that I put on the internet. I'm not going to say that you guys have to make YouTube videos unless it's something you like to do. The beautiful thing about personal branding is it can be anything. It doesn't even have to be social media, although social media is the most powerful, potent way to do that. And I'm going to share a lot of like examples of that also. But that kind of showed me, okay, this is actually serious. Like if Meta is actually approaching me and all of these other companies are coming to me actually, and I just need to open my email inbox, be like, ah, yeah, this is a nice company. Let's work with them. That is kind of like really powerful. And I want to share all of my learnings, again, like whatever is possible within 60 to 90 minutes, of course, in this call. We can have a whatever long open Q&A session. Also here, you can ask all of your questions. I can also, and let me know in the feedback here, in the feedback survey that we will send, if you want me or us to do more on those content. I can do whatever basically I learned throughout many years, and it's only based on what you guys ask us. So I think the lessons for me was really that it's incredible, like almost like cheating for building your authority. It attracts opportunities. You just like become a foundation. It's actually our foundation for growth at Immersive Insiders. We make a ton of content, as you guys know. And you can really, with like that consistency and the systems that I also use to not having to do this every time, like every single day showing up, by actually bulking it, systematizing it, all of those, using those frameworks. You can actually do this like once a week for 2 hours, having SOPs exactly. You do this like once a week for 2 hours and you're good. And this is actually the highest level, not the very highest, I don't know, but some of the highest leverage things that you can do. And yeah, that is what I want to share with you. And again, for me, this has been the best thing that I've been doing. That is the core of the company. That is the core of what I do. I mean, I just posted something on LinkedIn like 20 minutes, like maybe 1 hour ago. Let me just show it to you real quick. Here's my LinkedIn. By the way, Gabriele, also a very, very competent person to talk about personal brand building. It's insane. Like this guy makes a ton of content also. But just shared this post like 1 hour ago. And let me see how many impressions we got again. This is so powerful. Like within 1 hour, we got like 1,400 impressions, and I guess it will grow pretty much over the next couple of days also. And this is just a stupid photo. I just made like, hey, what's up? And then we are cooking. That's it. You see this, how freaking powerful it is. And then like a lot of like bigger companies and people working in those companies, they see this. I don't know why it's low and low lagging. Here. You can even see who's like kind of seeing your post. It's so powerful actually. And this was like 5 minutes. And that's kind of the things that I talk about. If you do this for a little bit of time, how crazy this can get. Making like thousands of impressions in 1 hour actually. First of all, why is it so important? Again, like putting all of those things together that I just talked about, you become an opportunity magnet. I think for us, it will just exponentially become better and better and better. Like the introductions, they get crazy. I mean, there are like some stories I unfortunately can't tell you because I guess they are a little bit NDA/sensitive, but there are some sponsors or some projects, some deals that I closed in like one call, like 10, 20 minutes, which is kind of crazy. And I don't want to go about the financials, but again, like imagine we make like really interesting projects in like one call, 20 minutes. And that is because these people, some of them have been following us for multiple years now. You build your reputation and you just become an opportunity magnet. It's like really on steroids. You have the authority, especially in XR, where there's just like so little development, like fully finished yet. So there's like a lot of room to grow also in this industry because it's very new. Again, it's kind of like networking on steroids for me. I combine this also with actual networking. So whenever I go to any event, I connect a lot of LinkedIn requests. I usually just have it on my phone as a background, which is kind of funny. I did this at Meta Connect and some other events where I just like had it on my phone as a background and just like take all of the like interesting people I had conversations with. And the cool thing is this kind of like develops over multiple years actually. And then at some point you just boom, get a message in your inbox. You're like, oh, crazy. And that's also the reason why I'm working with Dilma. Like he's also a content creator, so he obviously knows all of that stuff. But I just got a message. He's like, hey, I love all of your work that you're doing. I mean, we have been doing some things together already, but that's how it happens, actually. You also future-proof your career like crazy. I think this is also something that I can talk about as an employer, me hiring people. I'm pretty sure 99% of employers, they will definitely check your social profiles. Most likely LinkedIn, but it can be any other also. And if you show yourself as somebody who's really pushing and really sharing your thoughts in an intelligent and growth oriented way, even like if you show your progress, especially also if you start with like shitty projects and they become better and better and better, it's just a very clear sign that you are dedicated. You are actually showing yourself. You are also a very important asset to the company itself because like you having your personal brand, you going to the company, you're making posts, you also help the company with that. So it's a crazy win-win that at least intelligent employers will see. So it's one of the best ways to future-proof yourself, honestly. And then the thing that I just mentioned earlier, you kind of keep any option open. We get many, again, I don't want to flex with those things. I really don't care about flexing, of course. It's just like showing you how powerful this is. But we get like many more options coming in than we can actually handle, which is a very luxurious situation to be in because we can really choose and pick who we want to work with and what kind of projects we want to do while still staying profitable. Not gonna say this will stay forever. Who knows what happens? But in general, you can really pick and choose whatever you want to do, which is really luxury also.
But I want to add something about the future-proof
Oh,
your
yeah.
career. You have here two examples. You have Dinesh growing and becoming successful because of him showcasing all of the things he's doing on socials and so on. And the way I actually ended up at Immersive Insiders was also by getting noticed because of what I was doing on social media and how I was
So he's a perfect case
branding myself.
study.
So before I actually came here to Immersive Insiders, that's how I did it. And I got noticed by Dinesh and by Ashray, and things evolved from there. And I was able to secure a job this way. So you guys also can do this for sure.
Yeah, 100%. Cool. All right. So now, of course, the very big question, and I will condense this to the time that we have. Again, I'm very happy to make a full freaking course on this. Always depends on whatever you guys tell us what you want and need. But in this time frame, what do you post about? First of all, the best thing that you can do, and that is the beautiful way. You never get into or you should not really have these doubts with like, hey, who am I to post about this, blah blah blah, kind of thing. You don't have to be an authority. You don't have to be any special person. You're just like, hey, this is what I've learned. Look here, maybe it's useful for you as well. And again, this is already very, very, very good thing. This is how I started my whole freaking journey, actually. And especially in XR, where everybody is still learning, everything is still being developed, and you guys created insane projects. Like, you know more than 90 freaking percent of the industry, so you have the knowledge, you have built something, and it's just like raw material that you can use that is so freaking powerful, especially with like sharing your learnings. But there are multiple other things. You can share your opinions on events, like something is going on, new headset comes out, or like new policy or new SDK, or I don't know, something. You participated in XRDC, can also be nice. Whatever you want to share about, any events you've participated in. Whenever you go somewhere, that's always like a lot of raw, amazing footage for you to use. Again, I can use myself as a case study here again. Since we are like live, I think I can kind of like share some of these insights that can be really helpful because I can really talk about these examples also much better. But if I go back to my thing over here, I go to my posts, and then again, with the events kind of thing. I mean, now it's full of XRDC, obviously, but let me see. So this is like an event of my life. Like, okay, I shared about like, wow, we've been growing and everything. Then here, this was, for example, I attended Stereopsia, which is an event in Belgium. And again, super, super easy. Like I got 123 engagements, blah, 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 that kind of stuff. But it's not really about the numbers. That is the beautiful thing. It's about the relationships that you build. It's kind of funny, like all amazing XR people here. And it's also what the people see from you. And this is like also like a 5-minute post, super simple. You go somewhere, you make a freaking selfie, and these stupid selfies, they do so well. It's kind of crazy. And if that's combined, even here, like I even make like ridiculous, stupid posts, but again, even those work. And that is like some of these things that you can just share freely. And you will also get the confidence over time on those, of course. And then any thoughts that you have in general on the XR field. I think this is now where it gets spicy, because all of you, hopefully, 99% of you, you have projects, you have concepts, you have progress on your idea and everything, and you have a freaking portfolio piece now that you can share. And it will be really a waste to not do that. Again, we don't benefit from that, so it's like completely up to you. It's like whatever you think it's the best for you. But this is like a golden ticket you already have. And then while you work on new projects, this is also kind of what I'm doing most of the time now at Immersive Insiders. I usually just post about what I'm working on. So you see like 50 posts about XR Design Challenge. Last year, you saw like hundreds of posts about XR CreatorCon. You see all of these posts about these things that we are working on. And that can be so, so good, because you just show the evolution of whatever project it is. And then you show kind of like what comes out of it. And that is so easy because you're already doing that. And then also what is really cool, generally what you're interested in, doesn't even have to be XR, by the way. Like there's like multiple opinions. Like people say you have to be niched and everything. There's a point to that. You don't want to be super wild talking about like 2000 things at all, like having no direction at all. But you don't have to narrow yourself completely to like one niche or something like this. I mean, I like to talk about other topics also, not too much on LinkedIn yet, but I will kind of open up myself also more to those. I mean, I would love to talk about personal brand stuff, business stuff, and many other topics, and I will do more on that also. I combine these things. I talk about XR business cases, for example. Now I talk about personal branding, and many of these things are extremely powerful. And these are just like a small ideas of things you can post. And I have some really cool announcements / surprises for you coming anytime soon. Now, one important question for you might be also, which social platform should I use? The good answer here is honestly, whatever you want. Like, I think my personal preference is LinkedIn. I think LinkedIn is pretty awesome, actually, even though it's kind of hated a little bit, but it's much better than X, in my personal opinion. There's this new thing, Blue Sky or something like this. I haven't used it yet. It's supposed to be like an X alternative. I don't know it yet. I also don't have X because I just don't want to have like 70,000 social media profiles. But honestly, I would suggest you just go with the one that you are most comfortable with. Like these are like 3 text-based, mostly text-based platforms, like short-form text-based. Then you have, of course, like YouTube, which is like the GOAT. Honestly, it's the highest reward and also the highest effort. Like it's crazy. The effort is insane. So if you're not like a masochist and like kind of crazy a little bit. I don't know how good YouTube is because it's a full freaking studio. You have to learn like 70,000 skills. But if you stick for it for a couple of years, it's also extremely potent. It will open the most doors for sure. And then you can also cross-post all of the stuff from YouTube to all of the others. Meta Suite, Instagram. I have Meta and Instagram separated, but never mind. So I mean Facebook and all of the other tools that Meta has, Threads, etc. I didn't want to list like 7,000 social media profiles. And then a third nice category that you can also use, which is like kind of like your own platform. So you can have a blog, you can have a newsletter, you can have a podcast, even if you want to. Email is extremely powerful. This makes usually more sense if you have a sort of business that you want to do. And so for pure personal brand building, I would suggest really LinkedIn or any of these social platforms that you are mostly interested in. If you want to go anything regarding business, Email is almost a must. Yeah, you want to have your email newsletter, you want to have your email subscribers because you don't want to be reliant on social media. But that's kind of next level already. So the easiest answer really here is take the one that you're most familiar with, that you're hanging out yourself. Like I never hang out on X. I don't even have a freaking X account. So why should I focus purely on X if I just get started? I barely, almost never use Instagram. I have actually removed it from my phone because it's too addicting. So I don't post on Instagram. Maybe I should do that because I'm more like a public figure, whatever. But for any of you, just choose one or two and then stay consistent with those. A couple of do's and don'ts that I would highly recommend for you to get started. First of all, think about becoming consistent. So one beautiful thing, and again, I can just go live into LinkedIn again. The one thing that helps a lot with being consistent is to bulk and to like systematize it. Let's say you take Monday 2 p.m. I prefer to make my writing actually 8 a.m. in the morning, like usually like 4 hours a week. If I can do that, that is pretty helpful for me. And the best way that you can do is actually just go here, post something. I have this tool which is called Authored Up. Maybe I can just put it here and I can highly recommend it. Authored Up. It's pretty cheap, but it helps you to manage your LinkedIn pretty good actually, because you can write drafts. You can have all of these things. Like we wrote all of the drafts for all of the people for Immersive Insiders, for example. We have scheduled many of these posts. Like I scheduled all of those posts already on Monday, for example. And that is extremely helpful. So you guys can see I didn't have scheduled anything for the next week. So tomorrow, most likely, I will actually go and write like 5-6 posts that I will then schedule through the next 2 weeks. And then I spend one day, 4 hours, let's say, and then I'm like 2 weeks done. It's not always like this. Sometimes I have like more creative power. Sometimes I have less creative power. But this is pretty helpful actually. So I can really recommend this. And again, I have like a lot of open drafts already here, like ideas. For example, here I have like one of the Logitech posts already. I don't know why I can't open it. I've already like written my first drafts for the Logitech post, for example, that I'm doing once the thing is over. I have a lot of ideation in my Notion as well. Maybe that will get too private now. But like I'm also adding a lot of Notion. I'm using this Authored Up tool. And then you can basically just go here, schedule for later, and schedule like 5, 6, 7 posts. And then you're good to go. And then you just do it once a week. You don't need to come up with the same thing all the time. And that is so helpful. And yeah, let's discard this and go back here. So you don't need to like overthink every single day. You just do it like, hey, yeah, go ahead, Jot.
I would say it's really good being consistent, like you said, and scheduling these posts when you have time. But if you're getting started, take the first steps, take the baby steps.
Yeah.
Make a post. Don't think too much about scheduling and all of that. Do your first couple posts, get the hang of it, and then you can start increasing how much effort you put into it. The more you get the hang of it, the more you can make more posts in less time. You can schedule for longer times and so on.
Yeah, 100%. And also here, like you can just start with one post a week. And the beautiful thing is you don't have to make one post every single week. You can just like make one day, half of a day that you dedicate, and then you make like 5 posts, for example. Because usually like this is also very personal, but I have more ideas than the whole budget of German GDP, I guess. Like I have too many ideas. So I don't really struggle with that, but this can be different for everybody. But you can also get inspiration from other people, like rewrite it in your own words. And also a couple of other things that I want to mention in the next do's and don'ts. So one other thing is also that I can recommend you. And again, like I'm giving you like a bunch of knowledge at once, because I mean, the basic advice, just what Jad said, like just get started, just make a freaking post and you're already better than 99%. But if I would come to this workshop and be like, hey, just make a freaking post and go, it would not be so satisfactory. So you can also revisit the same recording of that, because structuring your content is also super freaking powerful. Again, I go and show my own examples again. They are pretty easy readable. If I go here, at least I believe so. Show all posts. So you don't have like super long blocks of text. I hate this when I see this. It's just disgusting for the eyes. If you like, especially on social media, on LinkedIn, nobody's gonna read that shit. So really make sure your post looks beautiful. Like it's have a lot of one-liners, very short and crispy things. It's kind of like dopamine hits for your freaking brain, and you see like they are like really like easily readable. I have usually like 99% max 3 lines, not 4 lines. You can use this as a guideline. Don't have 4 lines. Always have maximum 3 lines. If you go to all of my posts, you see none of them have 3 or 4 lines actually. Here even there's one 4 liner, you see, and otherwise nothing on that. So really make sure your stuff looks good because it makes a lot of difference. Another thing that is so important: don't abuse AI tools. Oh my god, like that is one of the most depressing things happening to LinkedIn and I guess all social media, but LinkedIn is especially worse. Like this stupid AI generated content, you guys immediately disqualify yourself. Like it's so obvious, it's so bad, it's so terrible. Like just a quick note, like if I, for example, get a job application, usually I get them via email. As soon as an AI written post, I just like discard it immediately. It's like I don't even want to read it. Like please write it yourself. You can use AI to structure it and then fine tune it, but don't just like, especially the native ChatGPT, like the untrained ChatGPT code, text, you immediately see it. Like I always, in my company, I always scream at my company. You can ask Jahad when I see something like this. I like, what the fuck is this shit? It's so bad. Again, you can use AI intelligently. You can also use AI for written stuff. You just have to be sensitive about it. Like write it first yourself, put it through AI, write it again, or something like this. See exactly how you use it, but don't be like, hey ChatGPT, write me a post about this and this. Copy paste, done. Like it's so obvious. We see it all the time, every single day on LinkedIn. I don't want to go too deep into that. Write something human based, your own feelings, your own experience, your own freaking experience, your own thoughts. It's gonna serve you much better than scaled AI stuff. And it always ends with rockets. You know what's the saddest part, Giselle? I hate this because I use rockets myself, but before this stupid AI came. So now I can't use rockets anymore because people hate on me when I use rockets. This is so sad. Yeah, AI destroyed my emojis that I like to use sometimes.
Hello, you are watching a free video on our Examento series here on YouTube. We have 12 videos planned for this. We will upload them on a weekly basis, so 12 weeks. If you want to access all of them immediately and for free, then feel free to check out our Immersive Insiders platform. We have it linked above and in the description. You can also access to our community and all of that stuff, so there's a bunch of cool things going on. Feel free to check it out and enjoy the video.
Another thing, and again, this is also, I don't know how many people do we have in this chat right now, Jad? 76 people. So we have 76 people listening to our monologue all this time. All of you guys here and everybody watching the recording, the best thing that I would recommend you to do is to connect with everybody, each other. Like that's a huge permutation, like 76 people connecting with 76 people. Connect across all each other on LinkedIn or any social platform, whatever you want to. We have dedicated Discord servers for this also in the LinkedIn section or something like this. You can definitely support each other. I would highly recommend this to you. And maybe we can even have like a dedicated 10-minute section or something like this where you can do this. But I want to show you something else also. But ideally, all of you listening, go ahead and connect to each other and then support each other because it's only a win-win for all of you. It's kind of like a no-brainer because you're all sitting in the same boat. And then the most beautiful thing is, since this is like we are design challenge professionals, I will support you. So a lot of people will be growing very high. And now you're already connected to the next, I don't know, amazing super creators in 5 years. And you're already connected with them, which is also so powerful. I mean, like now, for example, Dilma's working at Meta, and I have a contact directly at Meta who's responsible for community and a couple of other people at Meta I know for so many years already because we connected so early. And the time that stretches also makes it so freaking powerful. And that is why for all of you who are very dedicated, like I always think about when I go to an event, like normal people will not go to a freaking event, like only freaks and nerds in a positive compliment way do this thing. Like normal people would now sit and watch, I don't know, some stupid show or something like this. Whereas all of you, 76 people, are listening to us giving our learnings across how to build your personal brand. So this is just something like we are all in the same boat. We can support each other. I can support you, but it's up to you to kind of take the initiative and don't be a lurker, just like a stalker on LinkedIn. Because on social media, like 95% of people are stalkers. Even if you don't make your own post too much, you can still comment on others and support them. This is also so freaking powerful. This goes to me also. I don't do that enough yet. I also have to do this more. But even this is extremely beneficial, actually. I talked about this already, automate and batch create content. So this is something that has helped me a lot. I just take these like chunks of 4-hour blogs. I write as much as I can. Next week I do this again, and then I refine the posts. I write new ones. I get a lot of ideas. This is especially helpful because it kind of gets you in a deep work flow state for just this topic. Like only do writing for that amount of time, whatever that is. I write a lot on many things. So I do this like 3, 4, 5 times a day, not a day, 3, 4, 5 times a week, whether it's YouTube scripts, offers or any other things, emails. I just do it pretty regularly, and it's really helpful. And here again, like you don't need to reinvent the wheel all the time. You can also get inspirations and many other ways. Bulk connect on LinkedIn. I would not suggest to do that. I'm now just picking up a question here from Brian. LinkedIn is kind of weird with, I guess, all social platforms. LinkedIn is kind of weird with like bulk stuff and automated stuff. So be very careful, because otherwise you will get banned from LinkedIn if you do like automation stuff. Again, like with automate, I mean kind of like automate your own process, not the LinkedIn technical things. If you start to bulk connect, also try not to connect with like 100 people per day. Maybe you make like 10 or 20 per day. Because again, LinkedIn can become a little bit like, they're like, hey, what the fuck are you doing? This is against our policy, whatever. So all of those tips at your own responsibility. Like don't do something like don't do anything that makes it seem like a bot. I think that's the most important thing. Like if you go like 2 hours, connect to every single person, I think then it kind of flags something instead of LinkedIn. So just like kind of like start slowly and build up to that, and then you kind of get a feeling on that. I've built something very beautiful for all of you. This is my final gift for everybody watching. I created 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 posts for you. In my own way, I would highly suggest you not to literally copy paste this. This doesn't make any sense, of course. But there are like 3 phases which we have right now in the next 2 weeks. We right now are in the phase of after you submitted your project, which is the next couple of days. So I even wrote the freaking date when it's the best time to post those. So this is like today. Or like, yeah, you can post this one today, this one tomorrow, and this one on Friday, for example. So this is like, hey, we just submitted our project. A lot of people already did that. That is a freaking no-brainer. Just link your freaking project. You're good to go. That is such a easy post. Then for the community voting, you also want to ask your network to vote for your project. I mean, you don't have to, but we created a nice graphic for you. Then we have a post that you can also link your trailer, because that is one of the most valuable things that many people have built over the last couple of years in the industry. And you guys know like that these stupid trailers, they are so powerful. Like video is so good on LinkedIn, especially, and that's why I told you to make it less than 1 minute, especially if they are short videos. They are so freaking powerful. If you're a finalist, it's like a triple, quadruple no-brainer to talk about that. If you're not a finalist, no worries. You can still talk about your whole experience, your whole learnings and everything, because I guess like 70, 80% will obviously not be finalists, because we have a limited spot there. And then, of course, the last thing, if you actually won the whole thing, but I'm pretty sure I don't need to tell you that you should post about that. So now what I want to do is I want to go through that, and all of us together who are in this call, we can actually take now 10 minutes to mock up our first post on this. And I will actually do this with you. Of course, I didn't submit the project, but still. So first of all, Jad put the link. Oh yeah, you did it already? Yeah. So you can all now click on the personal branding post templates. Again, you don't have to, but I think it's really nice to do. Let's check out this page real quick. You can use the hashtag XRDC, so we can also track that and then cross-post your own. We can cross-post your posts as well. If you tag us here, we are happy to do that. Don't copy it 100%. And now you can also go to click to this project over here. This is what we actually built for some other hackathon, and last year actually. And then again, let's take this, blah blah blah. So happy to announce, blah blah blah, and then we will change it on LinkedIn. I don't know how many people are doing this with us now, but I would strongly invite you to do so because this is super super good. So now I have my special tool. Your interface will look a little bit different. But again, we can use it now here. And then maybe somebody doesn't like to use Super. I use Super a lot for everything. My first game I published was called Super Wall Jump. So here, really happy to announce that I just submitted my project for the XR Design Challenge. Of course, like this is kind of like obvious. And then I'm competing in which track? Let's say gaming. And of course, you don't want to have these brackets because then you ruin your whole post. Like that is pretty bad. And of course, remove all the rockets. Yeah, I mean, this would be kind of embarrassing if you still have like brackets, because then it's like, yeah, hello, first name. I love to talk to you. Great work that you do. And then you're like, oh shit, if a sales rep messed up. I guess we all know this. Gaming track, and it's about, I don't know, cooking, in MR. I mean, that's something that we built a couple months ago. Looking forward to the finalist announcement soon. And then basically here, again, you don't have to tag us. Like if you don't want to, that's fine. I think it's kind of a win-win for everybody because we will definitely cross-post you, and then the others will probably also do that. I mean, Chefcaesar has been extremely supportive with everybody who tags them, so I can really suggest you do that. And then Meta, and etc., etc. And then you do something. You don't even have to do like thanks, blah blah blah. You can just go like, hey, was a cool project, or you actually remove the whole thing, and then had a good time at, hopefully you did, at XR Design Challenge with the organizers, and then you have XYZ, all of these companies. And then you can go and post it, actually. It's super simple. And then you can do something similar for all of the other posts. And here, again, the beautiful thing with this tool, which I, by the way, can recommend, it's, I think, like $15 a month or so. But one thing that I really like with this one, it also has a preview on how your post will look like. So if you have a sentence that is too long, this was the coolest thing ever, and now I can finally sleep again and watch Game of Thrones. Wow, this is amazing. You see, this kind of looks ugly already. So that is why if you see it here already has 4 lines, you kind of know, okay, you should make this a little bit shorter. And then the beautiful thing is you just go to ChatGPT and be like, make this shorter. And then you have it shorter. That's how you can also use AI, by the way. If you don't want to think, for example. So this is like, there are like so many ways how you can improve your writing with all of these tools. Also, this tool, I forgot, Grammarly, super powerful. You can also use, I don't have Grammarly Pro, but you can use Grammarly Pro to also shorten your text and everything. And that is just super powerful. And again, with this authored up, you can also like have bullet points and like these stairs, like things are more formatted and everything. And that is one way how you can really leverage everything.
And one thing to mention is when it comes to these posts, what Dinesh gave you here are just templates. You can come up with your own posts. They don't need to have all of the content that is in the template. Even better, it's better if you take that the template and you rewrite it yourself and you add your own flavor into it, your personality, your story. That will make it for a much more successful post.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, 100%. We also, let me actually look it up real quick. We also had created a really nice template for you that I can share with you. Yeah, here it is. Since you want people to vote for your project, we created this. I will link it after the call. A very nice vote for my project call to action, basically, because that helps you to win the community prize. And that is pretty powerful. So send this to your friends, family, WhatsApp, every single group that you have, and then they can vote for your project. And then you, even if you didn't make it to the finals, you can still win the community prize, basically the project with the highest number of votes that will win. All right. Yeah, and then again, we have a lot of really cool templates for all of those. We have finalist templates. We don't have them here yet, but I can show them later on. All of this is now in the participant package, XRDC participant package. If you just scroll down, maybe Judge can add a nice thumbnail for this one. But here you go. You have a bunch of posts that you can use. Now to summarize, and then I would love to go into Q&A as long as you guys have questions. Really, again, it's so funny. I say this so often for so many years, but building your brand is a freaking cheat code. It's insane. Like, imagine now you build your brand for 3 years or something like this. You build a nice audience, people like you, and you want to build a freaking company. You just like, boom, you have like 3, 4, 5,000 people already who support you. Even if only like 1% of those support you, it's like a couple hundred already. So it doesn't matter whatever you want to do. This is kind of like a win in every scenario you can think about. Whether you want to work at a bigger company. I mean, how the hell do you think Dilma got his job at Meta? It's not that he went the normal route. He just built amazing content he's a freaking machine. He built like 700 videos or so on his YouTube channel. But then he just got the job like this. I assume. I don't know, but I assume he got the job like this. And why? Because he built a massive personal brand. And that is how it works. Be patient. All of that stuff takes time. Whatever big and nice and amazing you want to build always takes time. Always takes much more time than you want. But I think that is a superpower that you can have. Work with others. Whoops. Feel free to connect with all of the others over here, because this is a mega multiplier effect, because you're all in a very similar situation. Be authentic, be very careful with AI. And then the last one, leverage AI, because you can still use it for other things, for ideation, for brainstorming, for structuring, for rewriting your own post. So there's leverage in AI, but don't let AI write your post. Like, there's two very different things. Like, we use AI a lot at Immersive Insiders, but we never at least I don't make my personal post using AI. So that is definitely something where you really have to find a good balance also. All right, and now, yeah, feel free also to connect with me. This is just like a copy-paste slide from one of my presentations, but on LinkedIn. Cool, fantastic. Then have a wonderful evening, morning, night, whatever time you have. And then I'm looking forward to seeing all of these amazing projects and the posts and all the buzz around this.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.